You know, if any of you travel before, you heard this when they doing a little demonstration of what to do if something bad happens. They have the little mask and say, hey, put your mask on first. Then you put the mask on the people that planed on with you. Okay, you put the mask on your children, on your wife, but you gotta put your mask on first. And a lot of us, we're on this airplane of life, and as trials and tribulations come, because as a man, we take the blunt of that. We sitting here without our mask on, because we're putting everybody else's mask on first, without putting our mask on first, and we sitting here struggling and suffering. If your woman, if society, if your coworkers knew how many times you have little panic attacks, if they knew the silent cries, if they knew the anxiety, the fear in your heart, the fear of losing, the fear of messing up, the fear of, am I making my wife happy? Or the thoughts, the lies, I'm not enough. If they knew, they probably would, admit you to a psych ward or something. Y'all, D Hero 2.0 here with another video. I told y'all I'm gonna be more consistent. I told y'all I'm gonna be on my grind like bad breaks. Listen, if you like what I'm doing, if you got some type of interest in what I'm doing, if you think what I'm doing is cool, please hit the like button and subscribe if you want, know what I'm doing. Hit that notification bell if you want to get all updates. I'm gonna be doing more things as time go by, as I begin this journey on my purpose. You know what I mean? All right, so the topic today. As men, because this channel is for men, we carry a lot. We carry a lot, especially if you're a man of color, if you're a black man. As a man, there's no room for us to really be careless. I was watching The Godfather the other day, and Vito Corleone, it was towards his last days, and I love the relationship between him and his son. And he told him, he said, look, he said, he was asking about something, and he said, I try to go my life without being careless. And he said, women and children can afford to be careless, men cannot. And I paused, and I stopped it. And what came to my mind was my brain. What came to my mind was my mental well-being. What came to my mind when I heard that was my emotional well-being. And I started thinking about, am I careless with my mind? In the last few years, I'm glad there's been awareness being arisen about mental health, but I want to talk about mental health for the black man, mental health for men, period. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of us are so angry. A lot of us got so much anger. We got so much anxiety. Our wives, our children, our family members, our coworkers have no idea how much we carry. I don't think a lot of us ourselves have any idea how much we're carrying. We're carrying so much anger, carrying so much fear, carrying so much anxiety. We don't have room to mess up. Women and children can afford to be careless, men can't. Because we're the most ridiculed, we're the most criticized. Especially if we want to be responsible, if we drop the ball, everything falls apart. I heard somebody say this. He said that a man is not the head of his house, the man is the foundation of his house. And if you know anything about houses, everything, the kitchen, the bathroom, the bedroom, even the basement, it rests on the foundation of that house. And if the foundation goes bad, then it's going to be some real dire consequences going to happen after that, because the whole house is dependent upon the foundation. So I believe that men are the foundation of society. I believe that we're the foundation. I believe that, I believe God gave us our masculinity for a reason, to protect, to serve, to set the standard, to create a safe environment for our women and for our children. But how can we do that when we're carrying so much negative stuff in our brain, man? I start thinking about my mental diet. There's a saying in the health community saying that you are what you eat, right? You are what you eat. And I've been going to gym for the past year and a half. Your boy lost some weight. Your boy gained some muscle. I'm feeling pretty good and sweaty. You know what I mean? Let's get it. But I graded myself and I critique myself when it comes to what am I putting in my mind. Now, your eyes and your ears are the mouth and the teeth to your soul. In the same way I take a slice of pizza, the same way I take chicken, the same way I take fish or whatever food I want to eat, it takes my mouth. Without a mouth, I can't feed myself. So I put it in my mouth, I chew it. In the same way, whatever you listen to, whatever you watch, those are the mouth and the TTSO. And your brain is the stomach. So you can work out all day long, every day, 7 days a week. But if you're eating like trash, then you're working against yourself. There's no point of going to the gym really, because 70% of your health is based on your diet, while 30% is based off your fitness, the popular saying. And as I grow in my fitness journey, I'm realizing that what I eat determines my workouts. What I eat even determines my mood. So if that's the case for your physical body, then why is it that we don't, as men, take care of our mental health? I get it. Some of us got families, or some of us got 2 jobs because we grinding. Some of us don't have the time to meditate, go to therapy, read a book. So we just grinding. We don't even realize how much we carrying. All this weight we carrying, but pressure always busts pipes. Enough pressure, a pipe's gonna get busted. So what I'm saying is that here we are as men, the foundation of our community, the foundation of our home, the foundation of society, and we're walking around half-cocked, dealing with childhood wounds, dealing with issues, dealing with undealt hurt, dealing with abandonment and neglect, and no one around us knows it. Because we just in our mind, we just gotta grind, no excuses. We don't have room to be victims, play the role. Women and children can be careless, but men can't afford to be careless, or everything gonna fall apart. The Bible even says that love your neighbor as you love yourself. As much as we love our wives, as much as we love our children, as much as we love, people around us, as much as we want to live a life full of love, we can't give what we don't have. A lot of us are running off of fumes. A lot of us are overreaching and overstretching ourselves because we don't have room to mess up. We don't have room to make a mistake. At least that's what we feel like. But how can you pour from a cup that's empty? Our family, our wives, our children, our girlfriends, our family members, they're getting a lesser version of us. So, in my mind, I thought about this visual. I thought about a cup. Imagine a cup. Let's take this. All right? This got stuff in it, but take this right here. Imagine this cup is empty. And let's say there's a whole bunch of little cups around us. Your wife, your child, whatever, your friends. And they're like, yo, I need you, I need you. What we're doing is we're pouring from this empty cup, trying to pour. Or some of us got just a little bit of water left in our cup, and we're giving our last to our wives because a lot of us foolishly believe happy wife, happy life. So here you are, everybody else is full around you, and here you are, imagine this is empty. Here you are empty. And that's how men grow bitter. That's how men snap. That's how men commit suicide. That's how men have nervous breakdown, because we're pouring from an empty cup. But imagine if, like this cup is, imagine these things of water in here. If your cup is full, but not only is it full, you're under a faucet. You're under a faucet of never-ending water. It never stops running. And as long as you position yourself under the faucet, your cup is always going to be full because it's not just dependent upon you. And still imagine all the little cups around this cup right here. Well, since you're under the faucet that never stops going, what's going to happen? It's going to overflow. And automatically, without you having to work to tilt yourself to pour into people, you're going to overflow, and water's going to automatically pour into the little cups around you. And I believe, my friends, my young kings, my older kings, my kings, period, I believe that's the way it's supposed to be. But a lot of us got this grind survival mentality, and I get ain't nothing wrong with that. But you can't love your family, you can't love your household, you can't love the people around you if you don't love yourself. We've been taught that we don't matter. We've been taught that we should put ourselves last. I disagree with that. We gotta put our needs first, mind you, needs first, so we can take care of our public needs. Even on the airplane. If any of you traveled before, you heard this when they're doing a little demonstration of what to do if something bad happens. They have the little mask and say, hey, put your mask on first. Then you put the mask on the people that planed on with you. Okay, you put the mask on your children, on your wife. But you gotta put your mask on first. And a lot of us, we're on this airplane of life. And as trials and tribulations come, because as a man, we take the blunt of that. We sitting here without our mask on, because we're putting everybody else's mask on first, without putting our mask on first, and we sitting here struggling and suffering. if your woman, if society, if your coworkers knew how many times you have little panic attacks, if they knew the silent cries, if they knew the anxiety, the fear in your heart, the fear of losing, the fear of messing up, the fear of, am I making my wife happy? Or the thoughts, the lies, I'm not enough. If they knew, they probably would, admit you to a psych ward or something. But a lot of us struggle. I was married for 4 to 5 years. I know what that's like. It took me being single to understand the importance of self-help. Now, it's easy for me to say because I have all the time in the world just to focus on me. I got all the time in the world. Remember, your eyes and your ears is the mouth and the teeth of your soul. So what you chew on with this and with this is going to determine everything else. If I eat bad physically, then cancer, diabetes, and my body's not going to respond well. I'm not going to be able to perform well. Well, it's the same thing when it comes to your mental life. So my question is, Young Kings, what are you reading? My question is, what are you listening to? My question is, what kind of music are you listening to? If you find yourself irritable all the time, what's the last thing you listen to? Who do you listen to? Who do you hang around? Where do you go? Who's filling your cup? I hope you don't think your wife's gonna fill your cup. It's not her responsibility to fill your cup. It's your responsibility to fill your cup. Okay? She can't be your everything, contrary to what the Hollywood say. You're my everything. Without you, I die. No, stop. Shut up. No. It's up to you, Young King, to make sure this is okay. Because with your mind and with your emotions in check, your cup will be full to handle your business. Your cup will be full to sacrifice for your wife. Because you will have something in your cup. You have an overflow in order to pour out. So what are you reading? What books are you reading? Are you reading it all? I don't have time to read. Okay, what are you listening to? Audiobooks. What are you listening to? Who's encouraging you? Who's your community? Who are you hanging around? Are you hanging around dudes that are emptying your cup? Or are you hanging around dudes that can pour into your cup? Is your family draining you? Your mom, your dad? Who's draining you? Or let's say you're not listening or looking at nothing bad that's draining you. Let's just say you're malnourished. It's neither good or bad. You're just going through life like a robot. You just going to work every day. You just working. You come home. Hey, babe, you want to play with the kids, and that's it. There's nothing in your life that's feeding you, so you're just malnourished. A lot of malnourished men. And they think that's the way it's supposed to go because the mainstream media in Hollywood has convinced us that happy wife, happy life. As long as my wife is happy, as long as my children is happy, I'm cool because I don't matter. My happiness is dependent upon their happiness. Stop. I disagree with that totally. You are a man. You're the boyfriend. You're the husband. You're the man. So if you've been feeling weak, if you've been feeling like you're less than, man, what are you eating on? What are you eating on? Your ears and your eyes are the mouth and teeth to your soul. See, so are you eating on too much social media? Social media to me is like sweets, okay? It's nice, it tastes good, it's cool to get on it, it's cool to look, see what's going on, but it's never was meant to be your full course meal. It was never meant to be an everyday, all day thing, okay? Vegetables is for that. What is your vegetables? Who are you inspired by? Who makes you want to step up and do better? Who, when you listen to them, you like, man, when you watch them, it can even be movies. Something that I watch on a regular basis, I watch 300 because there's so many manly lessons in that movie, right? King Leonidas, how he raised his son, principles. I mean, watch 300. On another Hollywood level, I want to say Hollywood documentary, I watched The Last Dance. I watched Michael Jordan, The Last Dance. The documentary came on ESPN in the beginning of this year. You know why I watched that? Because you can clearly see a difference between Michael Jordan's mentality and everybody else's mentality. By all means necessary, this is the goal I want to reach. I don't give a damn what has to happen. I'm going to reach this goal. It don't have to be nothing deep all the time, but just what inspires you. You know, let your entertainment be so intentional about what's entertaining you so even that inspires you. Hang around other married men if you're married. Hang around good husbands. If you're single, hang around other successful singles. Hey, yo, bro, I'm single. Can you help me? You know, and they will teach you how to use that time where you feel lonely to make money. What are you feeding yourself? Because let me tell you something. Your kids can't feed you. Your wife, she can encourage you. She can help you, but it's not her responsibility to feed you. That's your responsibility. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Well, how can I love my neighbor if I don't know how to love myself? And part of us loving ourselves as kings It's making sure that we're mentally okay. That's all I got for today. I just wanted to bring that nugget right there. Y'all have a good one. Remember, subscribe if you like what I'm doing. Like, hit the like button, hit the notification bell if you want more updates automatically. Remember, man, Crown Zone K's up.